Aloha, this is Richard Halverson. I'm your instructor for ITS128, and today is August 26th. This is 2019. This is the first video of the class. It's an introductory video, and I guess this will be video number one. And today's topic, we're going to just log into Laulima and look at the syllabus and see the policies and what's expected, and show you how to navigate around that. And then we'll get into the actual textbook, and we can see that's where we're going to do all of our stuff. So let me share my screen here, and I'm going to share this one. And here we are. You should see I've logged into Laulima. This is my student account. And we are taking this one, ITS128, this one here. And this is what the overview looks like when you click on it. There's not really much information here, just introduction to the course, how to get a hold of me, and so on. If we click over here on the left, let's click on the syllabus. And a new Google Doc opens up, and here's the syllabus. And if we just scroll, let's go down to the grading policy, just so you can get an idea of the categories of what's expected. So down here, assessment. So can I make this a little bit bigger? Okay, so all of so this is 30. There's going to be some quizzes. There's very short quizzes, multiple choice. There's some coding projects, and projects is kind of a big word for that, because oftentimes it's just writing 3 lines of code and making sure that the output is what you expect it to be, and then you're done. So projects, there are 47 short little projects. They're little coding assignments, and then at the end, there's going to be a final coding project. It'll be there's not going to be any exams or quizzes where you're going to be timed, and there's not going to be anything where you have to go to a certain place on a certain day and take a test. Okay, it's all there'll be like weekly due dates, but you find the right time for you to take these, to do the quizzes and do the stuff that you're assessed on. There are no time limits either on these assessments. So it's just all what you know and how well you can get the right answer. And then, so if you add up these 3, that equals 100%. There's actually an extra 5% extra credit here that I have for this this forum, this class participation. And that's just going to be using the forum tool in Laulima, and this is an online class, and so we still want to have some kind of interaction, and so that's what that's going to be for. All right, so if we look at the weekly schedule, oh, that's down here. This is it's basically the chapters, the first 11 chapters of the textbook. And so I actually have a spreadsheet here, which is a little bit easier for me to organize it. We see here's these rows represent each week. And so these are the chapters in the textbook, and I've summarized here these little coding projects and these little quizzes here. I'll show all those to you. Some chapters you have a little bit more time to work on them. And then at the end here, there's not really any. We're going to come up with something here for the last 2 or 3 weeks or so of the class, and that's going to be some sort of application that you're going to create. So these are all of the chapters in the textbook, and you can see we're sort of doing the first half of it. And this is more or less how the textbook is organized. And I think this is available in the textbook. All right, so if we go back to the Laulima here, let's go back to the syllabus. to sign up for the textbook, it's Pearson Revel. Here's the instructions right here. Getting started, go to this URL, and this is got the code for this class, and you're automatically charged your student activity fee or service fee or something. All right, so up at the top here, we have some class information. I am going to be holding an in-class session. The idea is, I want to record these videos, these ones that you're viewing right now, every Wednesday, and in Copico 101B, okay, from 12:30. And so I'll be there, and when you're working on stuff, you can come on in, ask me questions. I'm going to record my video first, but if you want to sit there and it can be like a class, if you want to pay attention as I'm talking and ask questions, that's great. And so that's the plan for that. Let's see. I may change some of the things on the syllabus, but you'll get notice of that. And there's no attendance requirements for this class. It's an online class. And there'll be some quizzes and so on. You can hand in stuff late. Eventually, there may be a small penalty. There may be a penalty. I have to see how flexible the textbook is for that. But I never want to not accept work, even if it's late. There's no such thing as, I mean, if you don't hand it in, it's really bad because you don't get any points. You hand it in, you at least get something, and oftentimes at least half, which it's at the end you want to make sure you've got something in for everything, even if it's not the best job. All right, so next on Laulima here, we've got these lessons, and I'm trying this out now for the first time. Each week, what you need to do, there'll be reminders here for each week. So if you click week 1, for example, you got this nice graphic up at the top. This video that I'm recording right now is going to go right here, and these are the outcomes that you should expect to be able to do after the end of this week. This is like a checklist of the stuff you got to do. And there's going to be a more elaborate description here eventually, which outlines a little bit more, explains a little bit more what you have to do. But we're going to be doing this for every week, and the video will go here, and so on. And so that'll keep on going. The next thing here is a link to Revel. It's a link to the textbook. And so I'm going to look at that in just a second. Let me finish this here. These are the forums. I'm going to post up a question here soon, like this week. And this is where you're going to see your grades. I think you'll be able to see your grades in Revel. I think that might be better. But eventually they'll be copied over here, and the extra credit will be added here. At the very end, especially, you're going to be, you may be uploading your program to give to me to check it out. And then here's email if you want to email the rest of the class and so on. All right, so let's take a peek at Revel. So I've clicked on Revel, and this takes me to the login, and after you've created the course, or after you've registered for the Revel course, then you can just go to this login, and if you've logged in already, this should go directly to your console. And my console looks something like this. So this is the class. And I'm going to switch over to a student view, I guess. And let's see. So this is chapter 1, chapter 2, chapter 3. If you look, you can look at contents. Okay, these are all the chapters, and we're just doing 1 through 11 up to here. And let's see. If you look, let's go to chapter 1. And we clicked on chapter 1, and we see these are all the sections of chapter 1. And then these are the programming projects down here. Let's look at chapter 2 for a moment. I don't see, it doesn't show where the quizzes are, does it? Okay, let me go. All right, I'm going to click up here in the left upper corner and select assignments. And here you should have what the current assignment is, and this is the calendar down here. I think I've made 3 weeks worth of assignments, and I haven't done I haven't continued on. But eventually, these will all have all the weeks all the way across here, and we're in the first week. And let's take a look at the second one, because I wanted to show you. Here's the second one, and we see here there's quizzes here. If we look at back here at my schedule, we see chapter 1 has no quizzes. Chapter 2 has got 5 quizzes, worth a total of 72 points. And they're weighted a little bit differently. I take 2/3 of the quizzes scores, and I take double the project scores, because the projects are a little bit harder. I believe that they're harder than three times. Anyway, that ratio seems to be better for me. So these are the points that you get for each of these chapters. So some of them are worth more than others. So let's go back to the first one here, and we start with the objectives. And this tells you what you're going to learn, and you're actually going to learn how to write and run a simple Python program. And you're going to learn about programming style and so on. You're going to do a little graphics thing also. So you can just click through this and you read this, and you can click and see what that means and so on. And you read this, and this talks about the components inside a computer. And then there are these self-checks things down at the bottom. And so it's nice to see what are hardware and software. You think about it, this tip gives you the answer. List the 5 major components of a computer. List some CPU, memory, storage devices, input-output devices, and communications devices. We can go on, and so the philosophy of this textbook is you read a little, do a little. And down at the bottom here, we can have some self-checks now, and some of the self-checks get a little bit more interesting. Is about 1 million bytes. That'd be a megabyte is about 1 million bytes. About 1 billion bytes, gigabytes. Binary digit is a bit. A byte is 8 bits. A kilobyte is 1,000 bytes, and a terabyte is 1 trillion bytes. I did it. Fantastic. How many bits are in a byte? 8. Check your answer. Correct. That's nice. Little multiple choice questions here. Why do computers use zeros and ones? Because the combination of that's not really quite the reason. Because digital devices have 2 stable states, and one is natural to use as one state for 0 and one for 1. Because binary numbers are simplest, because binary numbers are the basis upon which all other number systems are built. Well, all 4 of these are kind of true in some sense, But that's not why computers, there's only one good answer why computers use zeros and ones, and that would be this one. It has to do with transistors. The transistor is either on or it's off. And it's interpreted 1 or 0 depending on the transistor technology and the gate technology. So anyway, that's that answer. Is there another 1 out of 3 questions? I did click on this one to get to the next question. I don't think. Oh, where's the next question? Anyway, here's so you go through this and you learn everything, and you're going to get to the point where you start to learn programming languages and getting started with Python. So this one here is a pretty good one to read. I wonder if I should switch to a different network. Oh, there's little videos you can watch. Which are good. This tells you about how to install Python on your computer. You'll want to do that. You can use this Python, this idle environment, or you can just type in at the command line. So and now let's take a look at the projects at the end. I think that would be interesting for you. It's good to know that, because that's, you're actually being scored on that. So let me go to the first project, programming project number 1. Okay, so here it is. You can start. 5 points. Very simple. Oh, look. The answer is already here. Darn it. Well, anyway, pretend you didn't see this. Ah, previous. Okay, well, I guess I'm stuck. Anyway, this already tells me what the answer is. The question was, write a program that displays this, followed by this, followed by this. And this is the program. There is this first one is this statement. You know, it says welcome to Python in quotes, and then this statement, and then this statement, and you're able to execute it, and then after you submit it, it tells you if you got the right answer, and if you did, it actually gives you a suggested solution. So let me see if there's any other. Let's see. It says not started. What does it say when I click on this? Oh, good. This does not have the answer. Okay, so let's do this one. Write a program that displays the result of that. Okay, well, there's various ways we can do this, but we can start by saying result equals 9.5 times 4.5 minus 2.5 times 3, close parentheses, divided by 45.5 minus 3.5. Close that. Okay, that computes a thing called result, and then we can just say print. Let's do result equals, and comma, and then just put the word result because that's the variable name. So I've declared a variable called result, and I've set result equal to that expression. I typed it in just like that, and then I printed it out. But what I did was first I inserted this text string here, which is simply result equals, and then it's going to print the value for result. So let's submit this, and I got the right answer. This is the suggested solution. See, the suggested solution, they don't bother with the creating a variable. They're just printing this result directly. So anyway, that's so that would be so I would have gotten that one correct, and we can click on performance and we can see, you know, how some people did, or how you did. This is where I will see how well you did. I don't want to show any scores there. So all right, so that pretty much wraps up what I was gonna see. Can I unshare this? Oh no, wait a second. Okay, well that pretty much wraps up this first video, and so I just wanted to introduce you to the textbook, and 100% of, no, not true, 86% of your grade is going to come from doing these little exercises in the textbook, and they are set up so especially in projects, for example, you can take as many tries as you need to get the right answer. Okay, programming is iterative. Programming is you just make little increment baby steps. If it's a complex problem, you just break it down and you do little itty bitty steps at a time, running it each time until you're done. And to be able to do that, you're going to run lots of times. You're going to submit lots of times. So I've removed any penalty for how many times you have tried to get the correct answer with the projects. So there's no reason why everybody cannot get all the points for the projects. So anyway, this concludes this video, and we'll see you Wednesday. Have a good day.